Hello, beautiful humans. This is Lisa Kaczynski at Be It Coaching, located at the Free Spirit Ranch. So today, I would like to talk to you about your internal world. What I've been noticing as I say that, as we're watching some of the horses behind me jet around, what happens when we keep going outside of ourselves, going externally for answers, externally with all of our questions and always seeking outside. That's what happens. So what I would like to, my question for you, I have 3 questions. How do you go internally? And when I ask that, I mean, do you go through prayer? Do you get that internal connection when you're in a church? Do you get that internal connection when you're in nature? Do you get that internal connection when you're with animals? Where do you get that internal connection within yourself so you can practice that more? Because the more that we can come inside ourselves and have utter peace, the world slows down and answers from God come to you. But when we have chaos in our head and chaos in our heart and chaos in our body, what happens, and you'll see some chaos now behind me because that's what I'm talking about. Thank you, horses. This is what happens. We get like mumble jumble, we get all this motion, all this movement happening around us, and we're never able to get that quiet stillness within us to slow everything down. Hey, Josie. So here's Josie, and we have lived together. Come here, girl. Since she has been 4 months old, and she's about 22 now. She's a paint. She looks more like a quarter horse, but she is a paint, and she's a lot of fun. But she reminds us about having compassion. So as you go through the journey of really getting to know yourself, your internal self, it's a journey. And it requires a lot of compassion, because you'll find so many times with our external world bombards us so much, especially in the last few years, that it is challenging to come within and be still. So another exercise I would like you to do, and please, if you're driving, do not do this, but just close your eyes for a moment, or find one of the horses behind me to stare at. Here, I'll turn this way so you can see the herd over here. Find someone to look at, and I would like you to take a big breath in. Hold that breath for 4, 3, 2, 1, and do a huge exhale out. Take another big breath in. Hold that breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then I would like you to take your hands, and I would like you to squeeze your hands really, really tight. And as you exhale, let that go. Let it all go. Take another big breath in. Hold those hands, really squeeze those hands. And let it go. Take another breath in. Squeeze those hands really tight. Let it go. And that exhale, I want you to brush your body off. Make sure you get the bottoms of your feet. Just brush, brush, brush off. Take your fingers. Be sure when you flick or wipe your hands off, please do that in a sink. Or I like to think I just ask God just to take that energy. Because what happens, we're not sure of what we flick off. And I had an experience with a lot of energy work that I was doing. When I was flicking, all of a sudden, like a year after I was flicking the same direction, I actually noticed a tree died. So energy is extremely powerful. And I want you to be aware of the horses, how it's so still around me. And I'm gonna, everybody here. Everybody is still, because I'm still inside of my being. The horses here, the feeder, they are still. So the more you work on your internal world, your inside self, you'll get a calmness and a connection with yourself and with God that is so peaceful, so serene, full of knowledge, it sets you free. So this is Lisa Kaczynski and the herd saying, live your highest positive life. Get out in that world, shine your love, shine your caringness, your compassion, and rock you. Ciao.